Hello, I'm Henry, and this is my co-host Humphrey. Uh, why am I your co-host? Why can't you be my co-host? No, 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 no. It means we're each other's co-host. That's what co means. It's like we share the fame. Well, if we share the fame, why do you get to start the intro? Because you told me backstage that you were nervous, so I figured that, shh. No, don't tell him that. I'm good now. Anyway, let's show him the workshop. Okay, well, let's show him. Welcome to Westby's Wonderous workshop.
Hello, I'm Patrick Ahern. I'm a puppeteer. I build puppets, I perform with them, and I teach actually here at Rowan University too. I started playing with puppets, or actually dolls and stuff, when I was really young. I had little trolls. Way back when, they used to have trolls in too. I played, made little stories with them and things. And then as an adult, I mean, I still, even go through high school and stuff, I actually liked performing, and that's why I got into music a lot too. And I said, I always kind of like the artistic part too, not just the performing part. So puppetry is just a nice blend of the two, art and performing. So I think I wanted to do something that was performing and visually artistic. I guess I wasn't sure, and it's not necessarily, theater or opera. It wasn't exactly what I was thinking when I was growing up. So, but when I saw the first puppet show, I was like, oh, that's really kind of cool, because I grew up with a lot of people. You see the Muppets. The Sesame Street came out when I was young. So I've seen puppets, but I just wasn't really attracted to them yet. And then when I saw a show that did puppets in a different way, I'm thinking, oh, yeah. So that was as an adult, yeah. Yeah, well, it's actually been a while since I've performed. I mean, I performed once in a while, but for a while I did shows with Dr. Neff. But then for a long time I was doing an individual kind of walk around ventriloquist type of act with 5-foot tall characters standing next to me, animal heads and human bodies, and I interact and talk with them. So atmospheric work at parties, events, but I worked for 20 years or so down at the casinos in Atlantic City, Poconos, up and down the East Coast a bit. Yeah, well, I work with many types of materials. For the class here, we work with like clay, oil-based clay, and we sculpt heads. And then on top of, once the head is done, then we do like a paper mache overcast on top of it, and they pop them off, and we make cloth bodies, and then you have a thing you make like this for a glove puppet. This is like the first puppet you'd make in this class here. So it's fabric and paper mache. This is the guitar bug. Doesn't have his guitar right now, though.
Professor Ahern makes it look so easy, and then when we go to do it, it's difficult. I'm a senior now at Rowan, and I've heard about this class from multiple different students, and there's been so many semesters where I've been wanting to have an extra course to be able to take it, and so this is my last semester here, and I finally had an elective to take it, so I put it in my schedule, and I was very excited, and now I'm here, and I love this class.
I actually had a friend named Taylor Drake. He took this class, and he was like, hey, Jerry, you should take this puppetry class. I was like, sure. I also, growing up, had like a really irrational fear of like puppets, so I was like, maybe a good thing to help me get over that was to take a puppet class and learn more about puppets.
Yeah, Professor Ahern's very helpful during class. He is always walking around and always, he gives like a little lecture at the beginning of class on like what we're gonna do for the day.
Every question I've ever had, he helps me 100%, gives me plenty of helpful insights and tips to help me make the best puppet I can make.
Gluing and sewing, putting everything together sometimes is hard overall. I'm a very big perfectionist, so like trying to make everything so perfect drives me crazy, and then seeing him do it so fast and easy, and he's literally just showing us, and he does it perfect. And then I take so much time to try and do it, and mine doesn't even come out perfect sometimes, and then I get frustrated because it's difficult.
Well, the difficulties I faced through my career are probably like a lot of people doing anything in the arts. You get hired for some jobs, you don't get some jobs. Yeah, I think the only difficulty I had was well, earlier when I was trying to learn, I had to find people because it was sort of like the internet was in its infancy. So it wasn't like you could look online and say, oh, how do I make a puppet or how do I do this? You really had to find people who would mentor you or teach you something. So I was able to use someone from the school here, like I said, George Neff, and then I was able to find some people who teach me different skills, like how to make a mold, and then try to watch him sculpt and stuff. So I had to actually go. So I thought it was the biggest difficulty was finding education. So actually, before COVID, they were out quite a bit. I have different puppets for like little. Can I say these names? Little Shop of Horrors and Avenue Q, Rocky Horror. I'm trying to think of what else I got here. Lion King. So I have different shows that a lot of theaters will do, regional theaters, and also high schools. Sometimes middle schools they'll do the shows too. So I rent them out. So actually quite a bit. As soon as COVID hit, March 13th last year was my last rental. So I haven't had anything since then. So yeah, well the classroom has been a little difficult too. We've been as a lot of the things since we only have so many people in the space, we meet about half the class in one session and the other half, so we alternate there. But besides making puppets, we spend time on performance. Since we really can't be together, like close to each other, the option now is that the students can do it with their housemates or whoever they live with, their family, if they want to do a show with people. And then they film it and they send that to me that way. So that's a little different because I really haven't been able to get to work with some of the intricacies of the performance because the puppets are really great. And instead, the people make some really pretty good puppets too. But if they don't come alive or they don't really, they're not vibrant, then they're really just sculptures that look nice, kind of. And they don't. Then you know it's a puppet, as opposed to a really good puppet is just a character. It's believability in there.
If you like being creative and you like doing arts and crafts, it's basically like an adult arts and crafts class, and I think there's nothing better than it.
I would definitely recommend this class to other students. It's such a fun atmosphere, and you learn so much and about puppets and about how to really bring your creativity to life. And Professor Ahern is just great. We all love him, so I think other students would too.
Yeah, I think it's a big slowdown right now, although it's just, I actually have a rental going to do a pickup tomorrow, so hopefully we'll start that. It's given me a little time to think and then say, well, okay, maybe the rental thing is actually good and I can work harder on that and get that together. So, and then actually just a little time just to work on some other creative endeavors. Well, I think it's creativity in, I think everyone likes to say, oh, they're creative, I like doing stuff, and it is. And I do a lot of creative stuff generally in life, but I actually feel that it's such a wondrous place for me. I just love having characters be able to express things, I think, so much better than people. Although it's not always true. Sometimes puppet shows, they should be using people, not puppets, you know. Puppets aren't inherently funny or inherently good. It's really how they articulate it. But I actually think the capability of, or possibility of puppets being great all the time. So I think that's what it is. I just love having characters being able to tell a story or be alive.
Aren't you going to say something? Well, you got mad at me for starting the intro, so I said you could lead the outro, remember? Oh, right. That's right, okay, let's go. Well, thanks for coming and hope you enjoyed the ride. Bye-bye. Ride? What ride? Well, I know you thought, like wherever you go. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope that you would like seeing behind the scenes of how Professor Ahern works his magic. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
That's a wrap.
Oh, great. How was that?
So good. Thank you for coming.
Oh, well, great. Well, call me anytime, all right?
All right, we'll see you again. All right, Gerald, how was your audio?
Good. Can I go home now?
Sure, Gerald. Go home. Sam! How was my camera, dude?
I'm doing good.
How was the focus? Sam!
I don't know.
All right, go home.
Yes.
See you next week.
See ya.
All right, good night, everyone.
Good night.